Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for your interest in this webinar. My name is Rosa Araujo, and I'm the coordinator of Smooth. I work for EURECAT as project manager, and I have been working on European projects for more than 10 years. Why Smooth? Well, the idea of the project came from the entry into force of the GDPR, the new data protection law that affects all types of companies, regardless of their size. Compliance with GDPR is a challenge for SMEs because of their lack of data protection expertise and also limited resources. And on the other hand, SMEs are the backbone of the European economy. They are employing 2 out of 3 employees and represent the 99% of the European non-financial sector. What we did at the beginning of the project was to identify the needs of the SMEs through a survey in which 100 SMEs participated. They were asked about the degree of knowledge they had about GDPR and how they were prepared to be compliant. And in aspects such as legal basis to process data, ACT measures already in place, data online presence, and the use of cookies. From the feedback received, what we found was that, for example, regarding legal basis, only 12% does never rely on consent for processing and storing personal data. Only 18% makes use of informed consent forms. Regarding processing of sensitive data, the 76% of the microenterprises indicated that they don't know whether or not they process special categories of data. For what regards security measures, only 35% answered positively to the question whether they were applying some basic security measures. And regarding online presence, the 88% of the microenterprises that took part in the questionnaire owned a website, and the 53% a mobile app. Still, not all the microenterprises have the necessary informative documents in their websites. For example, terms of use are used by the 74% of the respondents, privacy policies only for the 65%, and cookie policies only by the 53%. There is a great lack of previous education about GDPR. Many of the companies have no digital background or legal knowledge. Because a large number of microenterprises are self-employed, such as the hairdresser on the corner, the florist, the mechanic, and when they're asked if they have a consent form to keep their clients' contact details like name, address, telephone, they don't know really what a consent form is, and there are not simple and affordable solutions for helping to address the GDPR requirements. And now we are going to explain how Smooth can help micro enterprises. Smooth platform is a cloud tool to become the reference solution in Europe for GDPR validation for micro enterprises. It's an European project funded by Horizon 2020 in the Digital Security Call, and will finish in January next year. Smooth aims to assist organizations to comply with the key requirements of the GDPR by launching an easy-to-use and affordable cloud platform. The platform, it is going to be launched in 4 languages: English, Spanish, Latvian, and Italian, and it will be extensible to other languages. What we wanted is Smooth platform to be simple and easy to use by users with limited or no knowledge of data protection legislation. It has to be inexpensive so that any microenterprise can afford it, and it has to assess compliance against key aspects of the GDPR, providing guidance and recommendations to any sector of activity. For achieving our goals, Smooth has developed advanced technologies for automatically assess compliance with the key elements of the GDPR, applying to microenterprises such as SmoothX for the analysis of text documents related to protection of personal data, privacy policy or cookie policy, Smooth Data, that is automatically analyzing the databases to identify the presence of personal data and type of data. It's Moonline, that is for the automated analysis of data collection and exploitation from cookies by third parties in websites and mobile apps. During the registration process in the Smooth platform, the microenterprise is asked to fill in a questionnaire with contextual information on its processing activities. This information is to be used together with the automated test results to generate a compliance report, providing feedback on aspects of compliance, and in case of non-compliance, guidance and recommendations on how to remedy the identified problems. Yes, I know that many of you will be panicking about uploading files or databases. It should be mentioned that all the files and documents uploaded in the system are deleted once the algorithms have done their work. And for ensuring the security of the platform, we have done also a penetration test that reports that the site is secure. Also, before going to the Smooth demo itself, I would like to show you also a very important outcome of the project, which is the Smooth Handbook. For helping to fill the gap of education and awareness, Smooth has also developed an online interactive handbook to provide guidance, examples, videos, and links to external resources. It explains how GDPR affects SMEs and the procedures to follow in order to be GDPR compliant. It is launched in 2 versions, website and mobile app, and it covers topics as if my company is allowed to process personal data, if I am a data controller or data processor, where to start compliance, if I should carry out a DPI, or if I should appoint a DPO, and also provides templates of legitimate interest assessment, DPA, cookie policy, privacy policy, record of processing activities. Here, you can find the link. If you browse this link, I can show you here. Here, this is how it looks. As you can see, the general GDPR scope, basics, SME and GDPR, justification grounds, the principles of GDPR, where to start compliance, the DPA, the DPO, check the national laws, processing customer and suppliers data, camera surveillance of data, and also we have here a toolbox with templates, a quiz, and related videos and links that we have promoted and are also in our YouTube channel. I think it's a good job here. Going back to the presentation, I will start now a live demo of the Smooth platform. Here, if I browse this link, I go to here. I start the sign up process. I have to provide an email This email will be later used by the system for sending the compliance report. Password here, it requires specific characteristics to make it secure. Company name, country, for example, Denmark, and language, English. But as I told you, I can choose the other languages. Oh, sorry. Once I've logged in the platform, I can choose here the language, English, Italian, Latvian, or Spanish. It means that all the entry questionnaire for the contextual information regarding that company will be in these languages, and also the compliance report that later will be sent. First, the first thing to do is to accept the participation agreement. This is a quite long document. And until I don't reach the end, the accept button is not available. Then here I can confirm the terms of service and privacy policy. I accept. And this is the entry questionnaire. This is the entry questionnaire is composed by 10 blocks of questions. The first one is regarding general business information. And here I have to complete the following questions. Where does my company operate? For this test, I will within the European Union. Where does my company operate? Country, Denmark, for example. I can choose other countries also. Is your company a micro enterprise? As you can see here, there is a toolbox. If I press here, there is an additional explanation of the word for the legal or technical words, and there is an additional explanation to help the user to understand what is the meaning. Here for micro enterprise, companies with less than 10 employees and an annual turnover of no more than 2 million. Yes, I am a micro enterprise. My sector, let's put finance. File formats do I use? I would say for this test, Excel. Here, processing customer personal data, block 2. Here also the explanation for what personal data is. Here, if I have a database, there are tutorials to export our databases to CSV, but also the system accepts Excel. I would say yes. And here I can drag my file to be analyzed. What types of personal data do I collect? Contact information. For example, I can choose more. Where did my company get the personal data from? I would say directly from individuals or indirectly, or from third parties. Okay, directly. Why does my company process that data to perform a contract? When pushing forward, then I jump to block 3. This is very similar to the previous one, but it's processing employees' personal data. These 3 blocks are calling the smooth data model. Here, for the sake of this test and for not doing it very long, I will say no, and then I jump to block 4. That is the same as the previous one, but for suppliers' personal data. Then if I put yes, I can upload my database regarding providers or third parties. I will say no to make it shorter. website and mobile app. If my company has mobile application or website, yes, both, only website, only mobile app, or none of the above. In this case, I would say, for example, only a website. Here I can provide the URL to be analyzed. I choose this one that is one random that I found in the internet. And does your website use cookies? Okay, yes. Do you make website visitors aware of the use of cookies or other identified with cookie banners? No. Do you have cookie policy in place? If I say yes, then here I can upload a cookie policy that will be later analyzed by the text module. Do you ask consent before placing cookies in the user's terminal? Okay, no, because I want to see what is later in the report. Do visitors get the chance to refuse, opt out of these cookies? Yes. If I push forward and I go to the sixth module that is regarding transparency, does your company have a privacy policy in place? If I say yes, then I can upload my privacy policy. Here it's a document, a Word. Then forward. Now regarding data minimization, accuracy, and storage. Does your company collect the personal that actually needs to reach the processing purpose? Okay, I would say no, because let's see what reports later. Do you periodically review the data you hold and delete the data you no longer need? No. Do you have appropriate process in place to check and maintain the accuracy of the data? No. Does your company know what personal data holds and does it have an appropriate data retention policy in place? No. Can every person, now is regarding ICT security, the measures that already have this company in place, can every person who works in your company access most of the ICT environment? Okay, most files and software are accessible by most of employees, for example, I answer. Are your devices and ICT environment password protected? And do you have password policy in place? Well, no, we don't use password protection. Do you have internal security and data policies that you communicate to your employees? No. Are your devices, computers, and portable storage devices encrypted? No. Do you log access to your ICT environment to personal data? Well, to a certain extent. Is access to your office secured by the entry system and keeps track of who is present? No. Do you back up your system? No. Finish, forward. Here the ninth module is regarding data subject rights. Under GDPR, we are obliged to grant individuals rights regarding processing of their personal data, which are the following that you recognize to follow. Here, I don't recognize any of the above. Forward. Finally, the 10th module is other GDPR requirements. Do you keep evidence documents for all steps you take to comply with the GDPR? If I say yeah, no, let's see what it says, the system. Every answer that I'm providing leads the system to open new questions or to pass to other, to finish and pass to the other blocks. There are some smart rules behind. The analysis is done specifically for the contextual information and content that the user is providing. Now we should wait on the average about 20-25 minutes to get the report. Once it is processed, then I will be receiving an email. But before, I will show you also the admin page. For us, the admin page is to monitor the activity in the platform. Here, help us also to have statistics about the sector in which the companies are belong to, where do they operate, if within or outside the European Union, how many microenterprises have finished all the process, and how many have started but not finished. Here also, we know when they started and when they finished, and the models that are working for providing the information in the final report. Here, for example, if it's in green, it means that the text model for the data model is working, the privacy and cookies for the text model is working, the URL for the website model is working, and the mobile app, in this case, is also working. Here we can download the report and also to know what has been the question and answers given by the user. Here, sorry. Once we wait these 25, 30 minutes, then I will come back to this web page, and here I have the download report, or also I can download it directly from the email that I will be receiving. And here it's how the report looks like. This is a sample that I've done yesterday. Here, as you can see, we have for every block of questions, general business information, warnings or recommendations regarding the information that the user has filled in. For example, in general business info, regarding the business sector we are operating, maybe we are involved in high-risk processing, and here it says that more safeguards have to be taken, and it links to the GDPR handbook to get to know more about additional measures to be taken. For block 2, processing customer personal data, here explains us the principle of data minimization. What does it mean? Also, different, for example, the information that should be in our privacy policy, the minimum information. To assess the compatibility purposes, the elements to be considered. For the website and mobile apps, also when using cookies, the tracking and tracking technology, what to provide to your customers or third parties. Here, for example, we have the detection, what the web model have detected in your web that is not contained, not detailed in your privacy policy. All these cookies have been found and are not in your privacy policy, and then the system recommends you to detail them in your privacy policy. For the data minimization, some recommendations also, and for the ICT security also, that maybe you should improve your ICT security, and here a link to external resource for guidance on where to start and check out what is missing. For data subject rights, these are the rights that should be ensured to your third parties, and other GDPR requirements also. No specific measures to prove compliance, and some examples. And also always the link to our handbook to complete more the information if needed. Then going back to the presentation, my last slide is just to explain you who is behind this platform. As coordinator is EURECAT, is a technological center in Spain. Then we have as legal partners Q11, and also we have DVI, that is the Data Protection Agency in Latvia. The Data Protection Agency in Spain also participated in the requirements definition. And we have the Italian DPA in the advisory board. As technical partners, we have also India, NEC, NAVER, and UC3M, the University in Madrid. As legal, as SME representatives, we have ESBA and the European Small Business Alliance and FundingBox. We have UNE as a standardization body, and Listec, that is an SME software developer and will be the commercializer of the solution. And here, thank you very much. This is all from my side. I will be happy to answer all the questions you might have. And I pass the floor now to Thomas. No?
Yes, thank you. I hope I can share. Yes. Okay. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Welcome back. Thank you, Rosa, for the explanation of the project and the platform, the detailed explanation. I've even learned some things more in detail, so that's great. The second part of the webinar, as you can see, how to participate in our pilots, which we are running to fine-tune the platform. I will explain it a little bit later. The first thing you should actually do if you want to get involved as a tester, a participant in our pilots, is go to our project website, which is smoothplatform.eu, and you will find all the information there. Also, of course, further information about Smooth. I will just do that for a moment so we can actually see what you will encounter there. That is the website. So if you scroll down, you will indeed already have on the landing page a Get Involved section where we are showing you the pilots that are currently active. At the moment, there is a second Smooth pilot, which is actually the beta tester pilot, where we are fine-tuning the platform, because it is pretty much ready. So here you can still help us to get the platform completely finished, and I will show you later how to do that and the rewards that you can get for participation, which are quite interesting, I believe. The Smooth pilot was going to finish the 30th of October, but has now been extended until the 15th of November. So please, especially the digital innovation hubs, help us spread the word to your networks. We think it's a very interesting proposition for the micro enterprises in your networks. They can get a free compliance report and a lot of other things. So there's still 15 days. Please join us, support us. And then there is the market pilot, which launches in parallel on the 1st of November, so next week. And here we are looking for 500 micro enterprises to to give us their feedback. The participation is a tiny bit simpler, the rewards as well. But yeah, I will get into more detail a little bit later. So what you can do is right here, go to the sign up page, which I will do now. And you have also a link to join our online community. I will talk about the community a little bit later. You have further information here, up here in the tab as well. Get involved, where we are going a little bit more in detail. I invite you to visit the website and read about a bit more here. Anyway, if you go to sign up, just very quickly to show you, you are forwarded to the application page, where again you have all the information you need about the different pilots. And to apply, you just click here. Just click here, you start your application. We are just, again, asking you very quickly to fill in a tiny little form for us to be sure that you have signed the GDPR form, and that you have selected, that you help us to identify which pilot you want to participate in, either the second pilot for beta tester or the market pilot, and a bit of very simple, as you can see, it's very short, and that would be it. Okay, that is sort of the application. I just wanted to show you that quickly. In terms of the second pilot, just very quickly to summarize what the actual process is, because it might seem a lot, but it's actually incredibly simple. So you have the application that I've just explained to you. To complete the application form, you will then receive an email confirmation from our system, where you're invited to choose the test modality. So in this second pilot, we are doing different tiers of testing with different rewards, which I will explain now in a second. You choose the modality, you click the access link below it, and you pretty much participate. I will explain it in a second. And what it really consists of is the entry questionnaire that Rosa has explained earlier, has shown you earlier, and then also a user experience, a UX evaluation survey, just so you can give us your feedback and help us to fine-tune the platform. That is sort of the simple process of participating in the pilot. Modalities, I had mentioned it earlier. Here are 3 modalities of participation. It depends really on the time you spend and the things that you do. So if you only fill the entry questionnaire, that will take you around 30 to 45 minutes, probably less. You have seen Rosa has done it very quickly, but we're estimating, since you're not familiar with the platform, it might take you a little bit more time, and you want to do this well. The reward would be you would get a 1-year free subscription of the Smooth platform, which is the equivalent of 6 compliance reports, as you have seen. This, of course, once the platform is public next year. 6 reports. Probably for micro enterprises, startups, for example, it could be very interesting. You are changing your approach very rapidly, and you need to double check if you are compliant with GDPR. Well, here you have the possibility with that subscription. So we do believe for digital innovation hubs and in general for startups, this is very interesting to for people to know about. Then we have the second modality, simply is the entry questionnaire and the user survey. Both of the modalities, you do them on your own. Here, in addition to the 1-year subscription, you get a 60 euro Amazon voucher from us. They are limited. We have a limited number, so please don't wait to apply if you're interested. And then we have the third modality, where you will actually through that email confirmation, you would click through and actually get a personal appointment or arrange a personal appointment with one of our researchers, who will run you through the user survey and the entry questionnaire, and will do it together with you via Skype. Also here, the number is limited, so the slots are limited, but we still have some slots. So if you're interested in that, it will take you more time, but it will definitely be probably more interesting and more in depth. And the reward that you get are a 1-year free subscription as the others, and a 100 euro Amazon voucher. So that is the second pilot, which is still active until the 15th of November. Okay. Then we have the market pilot, which I explained earlier. It will launch on the 1st of November. It will run for 2 months, and we have a very big number of organizations that we want to reach. We hope that especially the digital innovation hubs will help us to spread the word here to their micro enterprises. Application, very similar. You fill in the application form just as the other one by clicking the link and going to the site. Then you receive an email with a confirmation, but you don't have to choose any modalities. There are none. You click straight through the access link and participate. And what do you get to is, again, the entry questionnaire that you have seen from Rosa, and in addition, a market survey, which is more dedicated to understand or to get your feedback regarding the finalized product. So things like, would you pay for a product like this? How much would you pay, etc., etc. So there are a lot of different questions there, but it is a lot less time consuming, a lot easier. What do you get in return? The reward itself here, also due to the high number that we are wanting to approach, is a bit simpler. It's just the GDPR compliance report that you will get for free, and you get that in some minutes, as Rosa explained. We believe this is already something very interesting for a lot of organizations, small organizations. And just to point out again, why? Well, because being compliant and learning about GDPR will give you the chance to cut costs, because you can optimize your data storage and see where there are inconsistencies. So in the long run, this will definitely help you save costs and get your business more organized. Then, of course, it's good for your brand's reputation. We know that the mindset is changing, especially in Europe. This is a European project based on European values, so the mindset is changing, and people are looking for these kind of organizations that actually take privacy and the customer's data serious and follow the rules. So this should be something that helps you stand out against other competitors. And well, just very simply not having the risk to get fined, because of course a lot of small micro enterprises, lack of time, lack of resources, you are not really informed about all the intricacies, and this can actually lead to hefty fines without you knowing about it. So we think a compliance report for free is quite a good reward just to fill out a survey. So please spread the word about this for us. Just a quick mention about the online community. We are using this online community on the FundingBox platform, on the one hand, as a help desk for pilot participants. So if you have any doubts, you have different channels there. And let me just quickly go there again. You have different channels on the community where you can post your questions. So we have different chat rooms, let's call them like that, where you can get in touch if you see a bug or if you have a legal question. Or then in the more community aspect, we want to build a community here of like-minded people that are interested in GDPR, so sort of a knowledge base. So, and also a place where you can interact with your peers and ask questions, exchange experiences. That would be an introduce yourself. And we are also posting regularly news and further information related to GDPR. So in order to join this community, as you have seen on the website, you can click through to the community. It is, however, located on the FundingBox platform. FundingBox, just to explain you, is indeed a platform that helps entrepreneurs, and we manage different tech communities on the website. So you have to quickly sign up for the community. You get a username. It's very simple. You will get then to a dashboard, and you can find the Smooth community there. Very simply. Yeah, that's sort of the information about the community. Please join us. Please interact with us. Ask any questions. And that is all from my side regarding the pilots and how to participate. Now I guess it's time for questions. I will stop the recording as I mentioned. So